Or I'm gonna vote for any.
Any.
Yeah,
Can
any.
always
Yeah.
vote
Penny?
for any.
Any.
Penny?
Any.
Any would legit just mod the presidency.
No, yeah. Anyone run for president, he'll be like,
The
the head
speaker or
of the
something? I don't know.
CIA.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
God.
maybe.
He'll be the director of the CIA. He'll be like, I am the mod of all mods now.
I think Wash had the same issue with the stream.
Jesus.
What
Yeah.
do you call that? The encoder NVIDIA thing. I don't know why. I guess I was having that. I had the same issue. We shouldn't
So
have that issue anymore.
we've agreed that Thena for president, any for head of the CIA.
Yeah.
No, we talked about offline chat being the government, right? Who would? Oh no! What would crash? Hey, Jamie's here. What would crash anarchy be?
Crash the foreign secretary for the Middle East.
What would I be? What the fuck would I be?
Hunger
I'd be
Master
like,
Crash Anarchy will duel for that role.
Could you imagine Crash's Middle East peace settlement?
what would I be like?
You?
I don't even know like what I would be.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't even know. I
Yeah,
think I would be like. I think I would be like Speaker of the House or something like that, so that way I could cuss out all these fucking idiots on the floor or whatever. You see
You
me
can
like
be co-secretary in Fundable. I've never been able to pronounce your name. Infundable.
Infundibulum.
okay. Yeah, I mean, like,
Infundibulum
I think I would like to be like Speaker of the
Israeli.
House or something like that.
Infundibulum.
That
is
would be my job. I'd just sit there and get people to vote and be like, listen, like, you're not gonna vote on this bill.
No,
I'm gonna take away
aren't
your
you gonna
funding.
be like the Burkow? What was his name? The English one, Burkow. What was like the order?
The speaker.
Are you
Yeah, the
talking
old speaker.
about that that
Speaker.
fucking gay judge?
No, the Speaker of the English Parliament. The
Yeah.
old one. Order. What was it? Burkow.
Wait, what would I be?
Ooh, that. No, I don't know.
No,
what
you're.
I would be.
You need to focus on Scotland. I guess.
Fuck it, I'll be the president. I'll get shit done.
Screw Thena.
Yeah.
Kicking
What
Thena out of
I'll do
power.
is I'll start off as a vice president and then I'll do a coup.
I think my
Okay,
first
I'll
order
be the vice
of
president.
business.
Vice president doesn't do anything, and it's just there. It's just there. I'll be that. No real responsibility.
My first order of business would be restoring Long Island's beaches, but like what the people of Long Island don't know is that I'm drowning the motherfuckers. I'm sinking. I'm that island is going to be underwater. Be like, I'm going to restore Long Island's beaches and completely get rid of the island altogether. Now it's just now it'll be renamed the Connecticut Sound. God.
What about Florida? What are you gonna do with Florida?
Florida first.
Florida, I don't know. I'm gonna leave that up to the CIA. They can have their field day with that. I'll leave that up to any.
Any has control over Florida.
Yeah.
We can make it like an entertainment district. Send all the Republicans there and block it off.
We could turn that into like not an entertainment district, but like a mental health district where like the entire land is just like, they're all like corporate towns, but instead of like corporate towns, they're like owned by different like psychiatric centers. And like they have their own gymnasium, their own army. You have to like meet a certain criteria to make it into like the psychiatric center's army. That'd be good.
Yeah.
We have like little mentally ill nations, like little like, and they would all just be like having a civil war. That'd be great. any whatever
So
field
what
day.
is it?
The U.S. needs to use the tactics it used in other countries in Florida.
Yeah, I definitely think like you know what I'm saying. Like we
country
need to
specifically?
move. We need to move
South America.
like you know how like they would use like the testing. You know they would test like different like nuclear like weapons in like Nevada or something like that. We should move it.
yeah.
We should make it the Florida Initiative and move it because
be-
we want to.
It
Because
wouldn't
the
be
way
underground
that
either.
the mushroom cloud reflects on the water is prettier. Yeah.
Is
It
it?
looks so pretty from Key West.
Jamie is vying for the secretary for the whatever, the ambassador of the Middle East, I guess, or something.
Ambassador for the Middle East.
No,
Yes.
no, we're just
Good
putting,
lord.
not even ambassador. Grand Poobah of the Middle East. Jamie just gets to run it all.
Yeah. I should become the Shah of the fucking.
The Khalifa.
Yeah,
The new
She'll
Khalifa.
become like she'll become like, you know, the head honcho over there.
Yeah.
She'll be coming in riding on camels and shit.
that comment sort of
Did you
feels like
did you hear that ISIS are now claiming that they're woke because did you hear about it? They
No.
will they and Al Qaeda, both of them have recently said this. They're not going to use plastic bags anymore.
Oh yeah, they
Okay.
did that.
Yeah,
You know, I mean, that's a good start. You know, that's a good start.
I'm like even Islamic fundamentalists aren't as crazy as Christian fundamentalists.
That's a good start, I think. Yeah.
I'm just saying on this, like, of all the changes you expected ISIS and Al Qaeda to start with, like the
using plastic bags is woke.
Yeah.
That is true. That's a good start, I think. Yes.
They do behead people, but they don't want an orca to choke or something.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, you know, paper bags, they just, you know, it doesn't hold the blood of the heads. It completely disintegrates.
Yeah.
So, you know, and it's a waste of material. It's a waste, you know.
What's next?
So
Are
the
they going to
plastic
ban
bags.
what do you call them? Plastic straws and switch to them.
Yeah. They're gonna use the plastic bags, but they're not gonna use the plastic bag. They're gonna use the plastic bags that you get like when you like order Chinese food and it has like the happy face on it. That's just like you come again. Can you imagine that shit? That'd be great. Yeah, they're woke and it just has like a happy face, like the fucking
woke ISIS. They start using that flag that Bosch does.
They're going to use EVs as well, and then as make solar plants.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, that's true. They are so woke.
It's
ISIS
news,
is woke, guys.
But Taliban being grinded down by modern capitalism is very funny too. Like,
I absolutely love that one. Like, where they're just realizing, like, actually, you know, the jihad was easier than.
You were so free.
Listen, the fucking plastic bags, man. That's a game changer. That really, you know.
There's just like
I feel as a gay dude, I
95.
feel represented. I feel represented in ISIS.
In Afghanistan.
I need my ISIS representation, and these plastic bags, they do it. You know, I feel my representation. They solved homophobia, guys. They did it. We won.
I mean, to be fair, they're closer to doing it than the bloody Republicans. So,
yeah,
and they,
you know,
and they solve Italian phobia.
No, they need a 4-day work week in Afghanistan. So they can
solve
have more
phobia.
They need to become revolutionary socialists so they can live in their caves again.
You know the one that I love?
Jesus.
I love the idea that, like, the Taliban, after about 6 months of running Afghanistan, and are like phoning up America, like, is it too late to return? Like,
Yeah.
No, they need to search for where the hell did the guy even go? The Ashraf Ghani. They need to find Ashraf Ghani again, and they're like begging Ashraf Ghani to come back. And he's just retired in some, I don't know, wherever the hell he is. He's very rich, so
they're
he's
just all
probably
like,
some island.
I'm out. They go on like you know how millennials are working to pay?
Yeah.
The Taliban start working to pay.
You know what? I just recently watched this documentary. It was like this UK documentary, and it was like you stick like 12 10-year-old boys in a house for like 3 days or something like that, and there's like cameras in the house. And the first thing that they do is like they put their bags down and they grab the water pistols and they just start going fucking crazy. And you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of when the Taliban like bum rushed the Capitol or whatever, and they're just sitting in the house with their guns. It reminded me of those boys in the house. It was like 12, 10-year-old boys just absolutely just,
Did you see the Taliban riding like those small children's amusement park rides? You know, the ones that go in circles, like for really small kids, where there's elephants.
Yeah.
They're literally great kids. A lot of them, like 17 years old or 16 years old. They're really small children.
Yeah, well, this is what happens when you don't have a childhood. You just kill people and ride things like that.
But
and then eventually realize, and then by the time you turn 25, 20, you settle down into your desk job at the DMV.
Well, say what you want about the Taliban, but they're in touch with their inner child. Some people just never grow up. They're just children. Kids will be kids, boys will be boys.
Do you think they like being topped?
Do you think they like being topped? Well, being that we're talking about children here, I'm not gonna.
Topped,
Taliban.
top.
I guess they are children.
They're children. I don't know if they like being topped. I don't talk about children in that way. I just know that
the Taliban are like very conservative anyways. I don't think they.
No, they're woke. Did you see with the plastic bags? They're woke.
No, that's not
plastic
Taliban.
Bags.
That's Daesh and Al Qaeda. That's not Taliban.
Yeah, it's ISIS and Al Qaeda. It's not.
Listen,
not
guys. I'm an American from New York. Do you think that that makes a difference? Yeah. Do you think I really know the difference? Well, I don't know the difference really. I mean, I know that there is a big difference. I know the difference, but I'm just saying, on face value, they're all ISIS, they're all Al Qaeda, they're all terrorists.
To be fair, after 9/11, America really didn't know the difference between the Taliban and
they didn't care to know the difference either. They didn't care to know the difference. They were like,
fair,
it was
Taliban
I'm not going to say what they
Daesh.
said because we're on Twitch, and I don't want to, completely, I don't want to, do this to my friend's stream here. I'm not trying to come for his, I'm not trying to 9/11 his stream, but they really didn't give a fuck about the difference. All they did was see a brown person and a beard, and that's all they care. That's all they.
Literally, their guidelines for drone strikes were like a guy with a beard wearing the clothes that all Afghan people wear. So basically anyone. So someone just walking.
They didn't care, if you
usually weddings.
If you were a Cuban and you had a beard, you were a target. They didn't care what you looked like. If you were brown and had a beard, you were a target.
So,
and sometimes not even a beard.
I have a theory about the assassination attempts on Fidel Castro. Yeah. So I think the CIA got a budget for a year, and if they found out they were coming under budget, they'd just spend the rest of that money on wacky shit ways to kill Fidel. Like they'd just be like exploding cigar. Do you know what I mean?
I feel like they should rehash it for Putin. Like discover ways of trying to kill Putin.
And
But not really. In Minecraft. In Minecraft.
Like they can still use the thing they tried to invent to kill Fidel Castro. They just sell them back home as toys for children.
I feel like the Bay of Pigs would go down really weird in Russia.
Like exploding cigarettes coming. Exploding cigars coming to a toy store, Toys R Us near you.
Yeah.
That's fucking lit.
It was the fact that it was like completely stupid ideas that they came up with to try and kill him. It wasn't just like, we get a sniper, aim a shot at him.
I don't think they could have
the
done
normal
that.
way you would kill a guy.
I don't think they could have done that.
Or it's like with Hitler, like they tried putting estrogen in his meal so he would become feminine and I don't know.
Is that why people thought he was a woman?
Hitler?
Yeah. I remember I was
that?
sitting at a deli one time. I was having a sandwich with my friends, right? And this was like, I was in like freshman in high school. It was like summer. And all of a sudden I hear the TV going on in the background. And then it was like, I think it was Tim Kennedy or whoever the fuck it was. And they're like, yeah, we were doing scans on Hitler's skull. And it was the DNA of a woman. Hitler was a woman.
No. What that is,
like,
Metroplex, is the Russians got a skull that they were told was Hitler's skull after World War II, and it turned out that skull was a woman from the bunker. It wasn't Hitler's skull.
Oh, okay.
I think they were onto something. Hitler, I think they were trying to say that Hitler was trans or something. He was a trans.
Yeah,
they could have tried to poison his drink or something.
Yeah.
If they had someone in the inside, they could have just tried to poison the water or something.
Yeah, he was trans and...
Well, think of it like, they've spoke about it before, the 4chan Nazi to trans girl pipeline is real. What happens if the actual Nazi to trans girl pipeline was also real?
Yeah.
Oh no. No, I just feel like the soldier who was like who saved Hitler's life. What he thought, like the one who saved Hitler's life in World War One.
No, the one that's worse has to be the priest that saved his life when he was a kid.
Okay, I'm gonna leave for now. See y'all later. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
See you, Zamp.
One good thing with my new microphone is that I can stand up and it will be at my level.
Are you now just like walking all around the house as you speak to us?
Yeah, she's just like doing the dishes, just back in the house, talking about.
That would be nice, like one of those clip-on ones. You start doing a show, get a green screen, and then have that clip-on mic. Just do an entire show. Hey, you do that?
Oh, yeah,
you do that. But like,
but like, if I can't really do that with my current microphone,
I know.
I have to use my headphones.
It's one of those big ones.
Well, I have like my headphones microphone, but they are crap. They are extremely. But
there was a question for you, Metroplex.
Yeah, I'll address that in chat. I'm not gonna.
Jamie, I would have invited Jamie, but she is too horny to be.
Apparently, she wants to do her Scottish accent.
That would have been fine, but
okay,
I don't want to think about female Hitler.
There we go.
Well, since testosterone makes you really dry, I think you need lube. That's what I'd say.
Oh my god. Does this mean that we have to ask this question in chat to Vosh tonight?
Oh no.
Yeah.
No. Someone donate some money.
We need to get Saki watching this stream.
Yeah. They said that Hitler only had one ball, but in fact he had none.
See, we have discovered something. Transing the world would save it.
Well, this is what happens when you start with the plastic. This is all part of the plastic bag initiative. It goes full circle. You start with the plastic bags, and now Hitler becomes trans.
Yeah.
You know?
Isn't there like a link with like microplastics and like estrogen and generation?
Yes. A link between microplastics and sperm production or something.
Yeah, well, might have something to do with estrogen. So if you abolish plastic bags, the microplastic just travel back in time.
Yeah.
You end up in Hitler's balls.
I need to see a Family Guy episode on that, on like trans Hitler. That'd be amazing. But not like Family Guy today. Family Guy from like 2006 or like 2005. You know, but like back when Family Guy had like when Family Guy had balls. You know,
unlike Hitler.
Yeah, unlike Hitler, you know, Hitler didn't have, you know. I really do think maybe if Hitler wasn't a trans woman, I definitely do think he probably would have been like a trans guy.
Yeah,
you know.
Well, chaos is feminine, as they say.
You know, and then
women are very emotional. And Hitler was very emotional.
Yeah, Hitler is the end. Yeah, I can definitely see like Michael Knowles being like, yeah, Hitler is like the end state of the transgenderism ideology. It's the final form.
Opposite happened. Like,
could you imagine him
Nazis
on like Tucker Carlson talking about this?
Yes.
First of all, they transed our youth, and now they're transing Hitler.
They're transing Hitler. Can't we just have one thing, guys? But like, why do you have to have Hitler too? Like, why can't we have like
came after the M&M?
We're like, can we just have one guy? Hitler. You know, we had one fucking guy, and now they want to trans him and make Hitler woke.
They came after the M&Ms, and now they're coming after Hitler. What are they going to come after next?
Yeah.
How will I be able
Hitler? You know,
how will I be able to jack up at night now?
Yeah, how will you be able to do? Yeah,
Hitler is trans.
You're taking away all of my fetishes.
Yeah.
You're taking away all of my fetishes.
Yeah. We can't have anything, you know.
Yeah, like what's left for Tucker? No M&Ms, no Hitler, no.
You don't get to have
Dr. Seuss.
You don't. No. Dr. Seuss.
Thatcher was a trans woman.
Dr. Seuss. I mean, this is all part of the plastic bag initiative. We should probably
talk about the female horse, Jamie. It would break Wash. If you send him a female horse, it would break Wash. He just give up on everything.
Did you see that meme that was the cis horse and the trans horse?
Yeah.
And then there's just Wash's name.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would be the discourse.
Yeah, the trans horse. My God.
Anyone ever posts any horse picture on Twitter, and then Wash is just creeping up.
You know, the female horse wouldn't do anything for Vosh because the whole reason why he likes horses is because of the cock.
No,
right?
The female horse would destroy Vosh.
That's the joke, is the fact that he likes the giant fucking horse cock.
Just send him a female horse. He'll just give up on life.
He doesn't want to fuck the horse. Remember, he wants to be the horse.
Yeah, he wants to be. Yeah,
No,
he
no.
wants
That's a
that.
lie.
But they do
That's a
sell.
lie.
They sell strap-ons that are that size. I've seen
That's
them.
a lie, actually. Wash is lying.
Yeah,
It's Vosh
he
lying.
wants to be fucked by the
Yes.
horse. He wants to be fucked by the horse. Let's not lie here. Listen, I've been in this community since since the dude had
Everyone
like
knows it.
only 14,000 subscribers.
Everyone knows it.
Before he I know that guy. You think you know a guy after a few years.
Yeah.
I love that this went from like serious conversation, joking about Fidel Castro, and suddenly Hitler's
I'm sorry. Is this not? I'm sorry. Is trans Hitler
This
not
is how.
like? This is
how
not
Metro
funny.
goes.
Trans Hitler. This is a real issue. They're gonna wokeify Hitler. This is a problem. I'm sorry. This is not serious. This is a very serious topic, guys. This is very serious. They're gonna wokeify Hitler, and then before you know it, they're gonna turn like Auschwitz into like a drag, book, like a fucking drag library.
Yeah, Goebbels wasn't doing Nazi propaganda. He was like doing like drag shows for the whole family.
Yeah,
It's all.
I mean, it's gonna be
Crash
like.
wants to join now. Eagle.
Oh, okay. But I don't have Crash on Discord, so I need the Discord name or something.
That's true,
yeah.
Neurotica. Hitler.
Yeah.
The reason why, because yes.
Yeah, you do the intersectionality oppression calculus, and lacking one ball is less privileged than Anne Frank.
Yeah. Anne Frank and the white privilege thing. I still can't believe that should happen. Like, that sounds like, oh my god, man. Like, that literally sounds like, I can't even, that still blows my mind to this day that was like an actual thought that an actual person had.
Oh,
like, can you,
the white privilege of Anne Frank.
Like, that view of lens of analysis does not apply because the margins weren't white or black. It was Jew or non-Jew.
Yeah, they well, to be fair, the reason that they didn't do it to black people is because they'd already done it to black people. Like, that was the first people that they killed. There was a black population in the Rhine.
Right.
And
they killed trans people as well.
What were Hitler's kinks? Well,
people,
I mean, fire.
Wasn't there I think there was a German colony where there were black slaves or something?
There was a fair amount on the Rhine, Jamie.
And like the slaves, when they die, the slavers would just like cut off their heads and send them to Germany.
That's Belgium. That was the Congo.
Yeah, that's Belgium.
No, not head.
Oh,
they would cut their head off and send them back to Germany so they can be analyzed phrenologically. I read that on some place under there. It might not be the most reliable source.
Yeah.
Here, Jamie, the information on black Germans during World War.
If they had their way, they killed so many Slavs as well, like around 20 million or something. I don't know, a lot of them. So they would have done that to anyone they got their hands on, if they could just expand more.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it all starts. This is how it, we used to be a real country, where Hitler used to be a man and now he's a trans woman.
No, America used to be a real country where men acted as women. Do you remember that?
Yeah. I can't wait for the day where I can't wait for the day where some fucking grifter is like, no, actually, Hitler was a gay and trans icon. You know,
Yeah.
he was a big fan of The Wizard of Oz. He loved Judy Garland. You know, he actually, yeah. I can't wait for that.
How
That's
old was
gonna
Hitler
be.
in 46 anyways, whenever he died?
I don't know.
He wasn't crazy and
45
didn't
was
start
when
a
he
world
died,
war.
but
He could have legitimately survived into the 90s or something. 80s or 90s.
not really, because I think he had Parkinson's and stuff.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
by the
I
end.
didn't know that. I didn't know that. But and he was insane. So
He was also a drug-addled person as well. Like, he was using
and
a
of course,
lot
like,
of drugs.
you're not gonna be that hate-filled and be happy, right? Or like healthy.
89 to 45, so he would have been about 50, no, 60, 66.
Okay. I guess unless you're Henry Kissinger, then you live to like 100 or something, because then you can do whatever the hell you want.
That's keeping Henry Kissinger alive.
No. Henry Kissinger doesn't even feel hatred. Like, I watched the an episode of like Behind the Bastards. He was just doing it to advance his career. He was like, wait,
No.
I
mean hatred as in everyone's hatred for him.
Oh, yeah. That's true. Like he has no emotions and everyone just hates him.
Yes.
I talked to Matt Binder about this, and Matt Binder had like the funniest reaction. Like, it doesn't matter if he dies or not, but if he does die, I want him to die like in the funniest way possible. Like he created an entire scenario of like he slips on a banana peel, goes onto the on a skateboard to the road, gets hit by a truck. The truck throws him into a garbage disposal. The garbage disposal crushes him, but he's still alive. Rolls down the hill or something like that. I don't know.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go with an isekai plot, like Henry Kissinger is hit by a garbage truck and gets transported to I don't know, a garbage universe.
No.
Where
Matt Binder isn't an isekai fan. I don't think so.
Yeah, Hitler dies by getting fucked by a horse.
Oh, the Henry Kissinger was like, as a kid, he was like, he was sort of alive when Nazi Germany happened, but later he was like, they did some good things. He was like such a ghoul. I don't know how the hell. Such, and he was so stupid, but he kept getting power more and more. I don't know how this world is so stupid. It doesn't make any sense.
How do you think Henry Kissinger would fare in like I don't know, 15th century Europe?
He'd have been like a Machiavellian motherfucker, like killing his way to the top. Just
unless he was like a peasant, then probably nothing.
He'd be Henry VIII. He'd be one of Henry VIII's whores. I'm actually related to like one of those Henry VIII's mistresses. So this, the hoary runs in my veins. That's why I'm the way that I am.
Yeah, that's
I'm related to one of those mistresses. I don't know which one though, but I know one of the bitches I'm related to.
But imagine the isekai anime with Henry Kissinger ending up with an RM of I don't know.
No, we're not going the horny route. We're not going there.
Gabriel is an isekai, but he ends up with a harem of trans Hitlers.
Yeah. I would have gone for like an harem of like, I don't know, what would be Kissinger's worst nightmare? Brown people,
Vietnamese and Cambodian people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's Vietnamese people can be scary. I watched a Joe Coy special on Vietnamese people, and
I mean, just look at Shmi.
Shmi? Who?
The mod in voice chat. Shmi.
Oh, them? I thought, okay. Oh, okay.
He's Vietnamese.
Yes.
Okay.
He lives in Ho Chi Minh.
I mean, I don't know how I would indicate that, but yeah.
We've spoken about it a few times, haven't we?
Shmi is like, I don't know. You've been in. I guess you haven't been in a while, but Shmi was in any code as well for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know who that is. I've seen their name once or a couple. I've seen their name around.
I love that this is like less of stream and more just like terminated online VGGers.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell this is. I don't know how long this has been going on. But
it's been going on for like at least 2 hours. It's like it's 2 in the afternoon for me, so I don't know what time is it for you.
This stream, Eagle. This stream
it started a long
will be
back.
like you'll be like you'll be a streamer that made it, and this stream will be like where people will go back to try to clinch you. And it'll be my
the cool thing is, I didn't say anything, so I'm fine. You all are.
You're platforming me. You're platforming these. You're platforming me, so now it's on your fault.
Okay,
you platform.
Jamie,
who would you think you like? I mean, seriously, people who are clipping this in the future, my profile picture is Stitch and a Joker. Who the fuck did you think my name is? I have Asylum in my name. What did you think that I was gonna be?
Yeah, we're like insane. But Jamie,
have you seen my shorts? Something. I think they'll clip my shorts.
I didn't see your shorts. No.
No, like all of the
YouTube. I'd ask you to stand up, but since we were talking about trans Hitler, I don't know if I want you to stand up.
YouTube shorts.
Oh, okay.
But
there's one
I think
in which people are like, what is wrong with you?
Crash.
No, what is wrong with you? I don't even know. I didn't even do anything that crazy. All I did was make the Nya sounds. Two people are like, what the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah, I have a lot wrong with me. I mean, where do I even fucking begin? I mean, it all started when my mother gave birth to me in a fucking plastic bag from.
Was it one of the the Daesh plastic bags?
Yes.
It was before the new plastic, like the evils of plastic.
Yes.
He is it your pronouns he, by the way? Just in case.
He, him, yeah.
Pronouns? Okay, just make sure. He was the reason for the plastic bag ban.
Yes. Yes.
Is there actually a secret story of where you were like born in an extremist group, Metro?
No, but I do have one story. So I'm laying there, right? I'm like, maybe a few minutes old, and I'm already pissing on motherfuckers. My parents told me that there was a story, like I'm laying there naked, and like there's like the row of like other babies, right? And my piss just shoots up and just lands on another kid. So that was my first moment of being alive, was pissing on another human being. And I have to say, I gotta take that with pride.
Metro's first moment in the world was a circle of dominance.
Yes, pissing on someone.
Marking his territory.
Marking my territory, letting people know, like, listen, like, you follow my fucking. Yeah, but no, most pissed our face. I didn't piss on a face. I pissed on another kid.
I'm curious. It was at the start for your water sports carrier?
Yes. This is how it began. You know? This is, villain origin story.
Okay, so what's it? What is it? What's your water sports carrier? How did it continue? How did it lead to right now?
Well, I mean, I was born, I pissed on another kid, and I was in kindergarten. I think someone almost peed on me, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure. This is going back so long ago. But but water sports, I don't know. I wasn't my mother tried to teach me to swim because she actually was like she actually, was like a swimming instructor for some place, and she actually did try to teach me how to swim. And I wasn't doing that apparently. But yeah, not really much into water sports, but I could piss on a motherfucker. I really could.
Neurotica is link shaming. That's like
link
no one's
shame?
even linked anything. Why are you link shaming Neurotica? No one's linked anything.
The other baby was a Nazi. Well, it was Long Island, so the odds of that, of people coming in from fucking Yapeg, are very high.
To be fair, the last person that linked something was Neurotica, and it was a Hindenburg going down.
Oh, no. Oh, the YouTube video, Hindenburg footage.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Jamie mentioned this earlier. I think she's onto something. The Hindenburg was a phallic representation of the pride of Germany, and it burning down is the representation of when you're peeing after having an erection, and it burns your.
I thought it was symbolism of Hitler getting bottom surgery, because when you think about it, it's a giant penis in the sky.
I've got better symbolism of it. It's actually symbolism of what von Hindenburg would do to Germany.
Yeah.
Burn their penises?
Von Hindenburg was the last president of Germany before Hitler, Gabriel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
he was the one who gave Hitler the power.
I think it's a representation of the a rise of trans Germany like it is right now.
Yes, yeah, because you think about the Hindenburg is a giant fucking penis, and when that shit burnt down, that was supposed to symbolize the feminization
of Germany.
Yeah. Right.
And now it's Germany where Jordan Peterson cries about, what was it, some law allowing topless women or something? I don't know. In beaches or something like that. And I don't know, in public or something, I think.
Yeah, that sounds like him.
He was crying over a lot of stuff. But he's always crying.
I think my favorite Jordan Peterson quote was about the about Antifa.
No, it's
and it was
you got cut off. It was about what?
I need a Kermit.
It was about Antifa. Mm-hmm. And no, he was it was they are angry at God for the crime of being.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My grandmother's pubes felt. What was that weird thing he did? I gave in.
Yeah.
I stopped resisting. What? He's always crying. He's cries over I stubbed my toe. This is the crime from the Dragon of Chaos.
The weirdest one was explaining why he didn't find a supermodel attractive to his daughter.
No, the weirdest one was the British fetish porn that he claimed was Chinese. That was last week.
Just like he is a living meme. Like Lance from the Serfs got blocked by him because he was doing a video. Like he did a video where he was shooting a gun, and instead of him shooting a gun at the target, what he did is he changed it to cider.
My God, that's good.
But yeah,
I
honestly,
that fucking poor guy can't even go into a goddamn grocery store and say that shit, not having like PTSD.
No, he'll start crying. He's like, "Why do I see so many oranges? There should be more apples. What has the woke leftist mob done to all the apples?"
Like that's the thing that's weird for me. Like I don't have an issue with men crying. Like it's a normal thing. But for me, it's less crying with Jordan Peterson and more the soul actively trying to escape his body from all of the steak.
No, but the thing is like people cry like that's normal, but then you cry about everything. Like it's so sad what these kids are going through. Well, like what are you crying about? Like nothing's happening to these kids that you're talking about.
Like it's you can cry about things. I don't care, but crying about crying about random things like that, I don't know.
Like,
that's
you're 1 minute late. You just start crying.
Yeah, well,
like what the hell's going on?
Well, I respect the crying. I've like crying like really inappropriate places. Like I don't know what would be the worst place to cry. The worst circumstances to cry.
Probably in the middle of a national interview about your diet. Like that would be one of the worst.
Your I guess some happy occasion, like someone gives you some really good news, and instead of like happy tears, those are like actually sad tears or something.
Oh well, yeah, but like, what's the
I don't
difference?
know. It's worse to laugh at an inappropriate time than it is to cry at an inappropriate time.
Yeah,
because crying can be like two different things. Like it could be sad tears or happy tears, right?
Yeah,
but
you
laughing,
can get out of it.
like you could cry at a wedding and you could cry at a funeral.
Oh yeah, Michael knows
you can laugh at a wedding, but you can't laugh at a funeral.
I'd say like you've done something really bad, like you've like genocided a population, and you come to like do a report because you haven't been like arrested or something, and you just cry about that.
I've seen the Japanese politician crying after corruption charges.
Oh yeah.
He came on and he was like, like he was literally like everyone was like, "What the hell's going on?"
Oh yeah, like well, like in Japanese culture, in like I think like Asian cultures, like crying to like crying because you did a bad thing, like publicly, is much more accepted.
No,
I don't know.
It was weird. It was weird even for Japan. No one was like,
guess, yeah, but like you're like supposed to take accountability to like show it.
That wasn't accountability, is the thing though. Like it wasn't more. It was more like fake tears. Like, oh, I'm sorry, but don't give any consequences to me, type of thing.
Yeah. Well, like it's actually expected that you, even if like that you perform like being sad or being like so heartbroken by the mistakes you did. Like it's something that like Japanese like businessmen and like.
Yeah, but that's like
really?
They're like more serious, and like Japanese people in general are very formal, so the crying was for them is very weird. Like they're usually like very businessman like in any of their announcements, even if it's like
It's why one of the their big punishment is they have to shave their head in public, as well.
Jamie's like
that's one of the way that they do. What do you call it? Repentance is they shave their head.
It's kind of, Japan has a lot of weird stuff. Usually, what if you want accountability, what they usually do is give out okay, I'll do this, this, and this, and I'm leaving this post if I had power or something weird like that. Mm-hmm. All he did was just cry and then did nothing.
I mean, isn't that in essence what the Japanese government does best, though?
Yeah.
Cry and then do nothing.
Yeah, it's more normalized in their culture. So that's
it
why
isn't disappoint. Everyone made fun of it. Japan. It became a huge meme in Japan. It wasn't normal, is the thing.
Yeah, that to that extent, yes, but I think some more restrained form of this is still normalized.
Didn't Japan put one of its biggest business people in jail, or was that Korea?
China.
I think it is Korea.
China executed
China does it, but China is it's what was Alibaba's president disappeared, I think, but Korea also did it.
It was Korea. But Samsung.
They were but they came back. Samsung. Your husband handed you crispy waffles, and that's nice. Good husband.
They execute the billionaires in China. Well,
and
people
if you do something they don't like.
People say China is better because they execute billionaires and they're communist or something. Bitch, why do they have billionaires in the first place?
True.
The fact that the billionaires exist is the proof that you may not have fully unlocked socialism.
And the reasons why they're executed is important too. Did you execute them because they disagreed with your political position, or did you execute them for corruption or something?
Yeah,
most of the billionaires agree with the political position though, because
they have to. But Jack Ma
not just
because
they have to, but that because that system is what made them so rich as well.
And it all started with the fucking plastic bag policy. That's how China became communist. Mao Zedong came in a plastic bag.
I haven't eaten lunch.
And then he did. And I was it. That's how it all started. Stop being horny
and I'll invite you to stream.
Yeah, he came in a plastic bag, and the plastic bag told him, "Get rid of all the fucking landlords. I'm the only one running this motherfucker now."
Oh, okay.
And I was it. All right, go. Okay.
Communism was when you ejaculate in a plastic bag, apparently.
Yes, that's how it happened. If you don't believe it, you're the one being the historical revisionist. All right, I gotta go, guys. See you later. Stay black.
Yeah.
Okay, bye. 1 second.
I cannot believe the direction.
We're meandering.
Jamie wants in now. And Crash wants in now that Jamie wants in.
I think I'm gonna hop off it all. I have some videos I want to watch, making serotonin. That's interesting, right?
Hey, Jamie.
The
call's out then.
Yeah.
There we go. Now people can hear me. There we go. I was confused.
Yeah. You didn't accept the call until now.
I guess. I don't know. Where the fuck is Eagle? What is he doing? Why is the screen just?
I have no idea. He got up and did his impression of Vosh with the the legs and the.
That's true. That's true. Wait, but he doesn't have he doesn't have the bulge though, because Bosch has the big cock.
I've never noticed Bosch's bulge, but
have you seriously? It's like every time he gets up and he's wearing sweatpants, it's very prominent.
I don't check it out. He's just not my type.
I'm just down bad. I don't have the luxury of having a type, or maybe
Okay. Does everyone want to hear my impression of a Scottish accent? I actually think it's pretty good. Not gonna lie, especially for an American.
Okay, let's hear the Scottish accent.
Alright, I'm Jamie here, and I can do kind of a Scottish accent. I learned how to do it a bit in in high school because I had an accents class. I don't know, how was that?
I mean, it's very Chukta, but
no, I know it's probably like a pretty I guess more generic one, because that's generally what we generic. You know what I mean when I say that, not like literally.
It's the sort of generic accent, but not where I'm from, where Loner Box is from.
Mm-hmm.
Like the people that are where Loner Box is as he said in the past, Aberdeen. Aberdeen don't speak the way that Loner Box does. They speak closer to the way you were doing it there.
Yeah, no, it's because when I went to like a performing arts high school, right? And I did theater, and we had a dialects class. So of course, mostly what we were going to be learning, like when we learned a British accent, we learned the I guess posh British accent, and we also learned a Cockney one, And then we also learned the Scottish, but again, it's more just kind of generic, more stuff.
Jamie or Ryan, Neurotica?
Wait, what happened? What happened with Neurotica?
Neurotica's asking one of us to say "get in my belly."
Get in my belly.
Get in my belly.
Get in my belly.
Wait, Crash and you want me to do an air? I can try. I don't know if I'd be very good at that, but
shit's about to get real racist.
Oh, you want me to get real racist? I can do a Hispanic accent. I can do a racist Hispanic accent if you want me to.
Right. Before Jamie does an Arab accent, for anyone who watches this in the future, Jamie is Lebanese. Just clarifying this.
I know they roll their R's a lot, or do oh my god, I can't do an Arab accent. I never learned how, but I or taught myself how. But I can do a Hispanic accent, kinda a bad one.
So are you joining us now, Crash?
Is Crash joining us?
Yeah, Crash wanted to join as well once Jamie joined.
Did she...
Wait.
Discord.
All right. Who wants to hear my Hispanic accent?
You're joining and then you're not. Make your decision, Crash.
No, I think Hispanic one's fine.
Let's go. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
No. I mean, we're fine without it.
Oh, damn. I'm so sad.
Yeah, I feel it's okay when you've got someone there that can give you the pass for the accent. Do you know what I mean?
There aren't any.
Oh no, it was actually kind of funny because I was at a club meeting the other day, right? Okay, I have my game. I have my gaming club at my university, and I think at some point I accidentally started doing a kind of racist Hispanic accent. I was like, oh no, that's racist. Don't do that, Jamie. Jamie's racist confirmed, but this was already known, so.
But when you eventually take off as a streamer, Eagle, this stream is going to be the one that gets clip jumped.
Wait. Andrea, you're Hispanic. Can I do a Hispanic accent?
That will happen.
Like.
That would.
What?
Andrea, I need your permission. You're Dominican.
Oh, no.
Okay, there we go. I have Andrea's permission, everyone. I'm gonna do it
Depending
now.
on how well it goes, this might decide the future of my streaming career.
A-hole, how you doing, man? Oh, no, I'm stopping. That was horrible. Why did I do that?
For some reason, Jamie there decided to just become Rey Mysterio.
Jamie just got an emergency call from her lawyer.
No, Jamie, don't do it.
This will be what future employers see for Jamie.
Yeah.
And there's Fundabellum coming in with Israeli foreign policy at the minute.
Average Voshite moment.
True.
And by the way, I joke on that, like, in Fundabellum, and I speak about that issue quite a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
I mean, there is a list of like you can be racist against the British and the French.
Let's hear your English accent.
Wait, you want to hear my what accent?
Your English accent.
My English? Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, do you want to hear posh or do you want to hear Cockney?
Cockney's always funnier.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. Wait, let me see if I can get into it. It's been a little bit. So might have to like. All right. That was Scottish. I didn't mean to do that. That was actually unintentional. That was just I have a tendency when especially if it's an accent that I'm familiar with and I hear someone else speaking it, I'll start.
It was also better than when you actually did a Scottish accent.
What are you doing? Oh, I'm Cockney. I'm from London, yeah. Yeah, there we go. That's the Cockney.
Wait, Afrikaans? No, we're not going towards Afrikaans.
Wait, Afrikaans isn't necessarily racist because that's like white people in South Africa.
I know, but I don't think you can do Afrikaans.
Afrikaans people get kind of touchy though.
That sounds
Miami
like a them
like,
problem.
Like I was actually talking to her and she was like, I was like, and she was like, really? Like something like that. I don't know.
That was actually like an accurate Afrikaans accent there.
Wait, what? I wasn't doing Afrikaans. I was doing Miami. Afrikaans talk like Miami?
Eagle. Can I do my bad impression of like a South Asian accent?
Wait. Which South Asian? Which South Asian?
You're South Asian.
No. I mean which South Asian?
Wait. What did you say?
I don't want an Apu in here.
What's an Apo?
Apu? As in
the Simpsons character.
The Simpsons.
Yeah. I don't want that. Okay. Okay, you can try.
All right, I'm Indian, yeah.
Why the
what
German
was
at the end?
I said it was bad.
Yiddish or something.
That
was Yiddish.
But
you cannot claim that I said it would be good. Okay, I said it was my bad South Asian accent. So
why do you add?
Asian, what they meant was a good. By the way, what are your pronouns so that I use the correct ones?
Anything but he, him, I genuinely don't care. Except for he, him. That's like, I guess.
Okay, then. She meant from by South Asian accent. She meant south of the Rhine, not south of
No, I think there might be an Asia and Germany, like South Asia.
Don't tell me what to do. I'm Indian.
Now it's a poo.
Now it's a
That was like old-timey racist Indian accent, like close to that. Oi, why are you taking a piss out of?
I don't know.
No. Oi.
Do an Israeli. I don't know how to do an Israeli accent. Sorry, in Diblum. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
I can do
Okay,
accents. I suck at accents. Like my Scottish, my English accent is, oh, bruv, why are you taking the piss out of?
Bro,
Something
what are
like
you
that.
doing there? Don't take the piss out of me, mate. I don't even know who you fucking are. There's a bruv British accent.
I cannot do any accents at all.
I
think I can kind of.
My
I think I
accent's
can kind of do an
really weird.
Irish accent. Like I never actually learned
My
directly how to
accent's
do
done
an
really
Irish.
weird.
I
You
never
know how it
learned
is.
directly how to do an Irish accent, but the way that I kind of conceptualize of it is Irish
I can
accent
change
is
my voice though.
I base it on my Scottish accent and then just raise it up a little bit and be more sing-songy.
I can change my voice though a bit. Like I can talk like a bit goblinish.
Like, you got to sound a little bit like this to do a little bit of an Irish accent. I'm from Dublin.
Yeah, that would be a Republic of Ireland, right? There's a simple way of telling the difference between like a Republic of Ireland accent and a Northern Ireland accent. People from the Republic of Ireland can say anything and it won't sound threatening.
I can do it, Neurotica.
Right? Mm-hmm. People from Northern Ireland could offer you ice cream and it would somehow sound like they were going to kill your family.
that's Arabic people. Whenever Arabic people, especially Saudi Arabs, they talk like they're so angry. Like I don't know what the hell they're fighting about, but they could just be talking about like nice weather or something. But they sound really angry. I don't know about Lebanese people, but Saudis sound really angry.
They're angry against God for the crime of being.
The only person I feel that should be angry at God for the crime of being is Jordan Peterson for giving him Kermit's voice.
I can change my voice a bit.
I guess if I were to really attempt to do like a Middle Eastern accent or like Arab accent, I'd probably try to think of how like the guy who owns the halal shop near me, he's Syrian. We actually know him pretty well because we order from him all the time. He's a pretty chill dude.
Jimmy, you will be judged for your racism, and you will rest in peace.
That is Jordan B. Peterson attempting to be the Undertaker.
Okay. I'm Ben Shapiro, guys. I'm Ben Shapiro, and I'm a little baby man that likes to see his wife get fucked.
So let's say with that. This is Ben Shapiro. You have to slow it down to understand what the hell's going on.
I'm Ben Shapiro, guys. Okay, and I'm a little baby loser man that's only 5'4". Oh my god. And what if hypothetically you fucked my wife? Okay, there we go. That's my Ben Shapiro voice a bit.
Why am I
this
singing?
is my best Zizek and Sean and Sean.
Wait. Actually, fucking wrestling. I want to hear
accent.
I want to hear your American accent impression if you can do one.
I can't do an American accent. The closest I can do is a really bad Irish accent.
Yeah, the Scottish to American is really hard. It's like really hard, Like, oh my god, it's so hard. I can't even.
Oh my god!
I mean, that's not horrible, but it sounded like a generic Valley Girl accent.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
It's easy. But how do they partner? I can't do a southern accent, I'm not a cow, man. I'm not a cow.
I grew up down there.
I'm not a cow
there
boy.
ain't really just one southern accent. You got your Texas accent, which is going to sound a little bit deeper down there. And then
it's really hard to do a drawl.
Jamie, can you do a Zizek accent?
I cannot do a Zizek accent. I mean, I can try, but I don't.
We need
think
a French accent.
I can do a
We
French
already have Gabby,
accent,
but still.
because I know some French people, but it is a very
No.
stereotypical.
No, I can't even do a French accent. I'm French Canadian.
Yeah,
Like we have.
It's close
Well,
enough.
I have a friend who's French, but because he's from Alsace, he
Yeah,
has a German accent. So,
I love that.
so like whenever he speaks English, it's like that you do not sound French when you speak in English.
Like, wait, no, it is me, Zizek, sniff, and
No,
I think I can't do it. I can't do
You
it.
sounded a bit French there.
Yeah, no, I can't do
You'll-
Zizek.
You'll never catch
Oh
me
la la.
doing an accent.
Oh la la.
I can also do the I'm really racist and own slaves accent.
No.
Yeah,
Moving on.
this is a good point. This conversation
Moving on.
started
Moving on.
by transing Hitler.
No,
No,
all
they
that
started
meant
by
is
plastic bags.
I could do a
This
posh
started.
Southern accent.
This started by art being more important than food. That's where this started.
Yes,
That's
it
the true
started with art being more important than food, and then remember there was one point where the chatter actually said genocide is an art form.
Something
That's
like
what we're
that.
doing.
And they were like, the Holocaust wasn't planned.
Yeah, the Holocaust wasn't planned was another thing they said.
Wait, I feel like we could do a podcast, low-key, just based off of this. Like it would be like a Come Town style podcast, but not a shit movie,
Like,
I guess.
A drunken
What would
presence
we
without
call
drinking.
it? Hitler was trans.
A drunken presence without being drunk. You don't even need the alcohol.
Literally.
Then come ahead and join, Crash. We've all got lefty audio here. Other than
You
Gabriel,
can,
who's got like
yeah.
ridiculously high tier audio.
Oh, thank you.
Wait,
You do
that
have
was an
very,
insult
very
on-
good audio.
Gabby, wait, you insulted me. Wait, how's my audio in call?
It sometimes crackles. On stream, it's really, really good. But
Yeah, I
in the
I
call,
thought I fixed that
it crackles.
because it's now like it's on my microphone now. Maybe it's the Discord settings, but what can you do?
Neurotica, the question is shipwrecks or train wrecks? 'Cause I feel like this conversation would qualify for train wrecks.
It is funny. I feel like this is gonna sound cringe, but like probably partly because I'm a Voshite. Voshite. I don't even watch Vosh that much. I just mean like my style of humor is probably a little bit more edgy than some of my IRL friends.
I feel like the problem with being a lefty is we also have to be friends with these people that have absolutely no senses of humor.
Well, it's not. It's just that, like, sometimes when I want to do, like, sometimes I want to use some slurs, okay? Or whatever. But when I'm around these, like, IRL friends or whatever, they're like, no, Jamie, that's bad or something.
Yeah, it's
goddamn, learn how to have some fun is what I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like the thing about like Asia and Europe is we're all racist against each other. Everyone's just racist.
If you go like 12 yards in Europe, you will find someone who hates someone else for being different than what they are.
Like 12 yards away. 12 yards
Balkans, bro. Like, just go to the Balkans, okay? They hate their neighbors for having a slightly different sounding accent.
No, they're like the Zizek mean the Balkans. Okay, so for the French, for the Spanish, the Balkans start right around France, and from the French, the Balkans start right around Italy, and for the Italians, Balkans start and they keep going.
Do you want to know where? Do you want to know where the Balkans start for the Scots?
Where?
Carlisle. Carlisle, the most northern city in England. That's where the Balkans start. But no, there has been times in chat where, like, I've had to be like, guys, you need to calm down on the English hate. Like, you know how bad the English hate has to be for the Scotsman to be the one that's like...
Someone said that something like that, like, the English hate is, it's serious or something.
It feels like it goes a little too far sometimes.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm from South Asia. I have no limits.
That's true.
It's like the Queen dying and we're all dancing type thing. I guess that's fine. Yeah, that's
fine. But what I'm talking about is when chat is just like going full blown.
See, whether it was like a genocide or not, Churchill definitely did at least cause the deliberate starving of like millions of South Asians.
Hello, Crash.
So. Yeah,
is Crash here?
Definitely.
Yeah,
Crash is here. You saying hi, Crash?
Yes, I'm here.
Nice.
Hello, Crash.
We can hear. It's not that bad, actually.
I mean, yeah. So like, Eagle, you get a pass to be completely just like, you know.
No, like, but the thing with the English is, you see a depressed Englishman, right? But that's all of them. Like they're all depressed. They're good at comedy because that's all they have. Like they're depressed and they're good at comedy. That's the English.
So like,
I'm gonna be real with you. The English aren't that good at comedy. Scots are better at comedy than the English.
My great grandmother was Irish, so I also get a pass to hate the English completely.
And I'm of course Scottish and Irish, so I feel like I have the pass.
Yeah.
I guess both of us, because
us have the pass. It's like, and your nation has been genocided by them, and mine has been culturally genocided by them.
And they trained the people that are now still sort of genociding us, in a way. So like, we're still suffering through colonization, but it's not the British.
Was like a lot of the, I guess, Pakistani Indian sort of hatred manufactured by the British, or was that already there before, Eagle?
A lot of it was divide and conquer. Like they spread it more. Like it was like different empires and stuff that they were fighting all the time. So that was more. But the specific religious thing was, I think the British did a lot of it.
I think the Maghreb had started doing it before the British arrived as well to do the same thing because they were a foreign dynasty.
Like
so
what was his name? Akbar wanted to create a new religion that just combined all these religions, which was a very weird idea. But they have the Hindus and stuff. Aurangzeb was more like a devout Muslim, but I don't think like there was specific Indian hate, more like Hindu hate, more like just like trying to conquer and stuff. They were just empires, right?
Yeah,
They're just fighting and getting power and all of that stuff.
Gandhi, and like I think, you know, he wanted like a united Indian subcontinent, but it was a lot of like Muslim activists that saw like obviously a lot of the Hindu hate that were Who was the main one? I forget. It was Ali or something, right?
Muhammad Ali Jinnah.
Yeah.
If I remember rightly, wasn't Gandhi quite anti-Muslim?
No.
Was he not? So, is that something that's been manufactured since?
No. So what? He was anti-black. That's true.
Oh, I was anti-black.
He was an anti-Muslim. In the 1930s, like 1931 and 1932, the Congress, which was the majority Hindu party, got to rule, and Muslims were treated terribly, which convinced a lot of people to. Anyway, was it 31 or 32? Sometime in the 30s, I don't remember specifically. And that convinced a lot of people to shift, because Jinnah didn't want an independent Pakistan either before that. And the Muslim League didn't, which was the majority Muslim party.
Imagine if Myanmar was still part of like the British Raj when the whole partition went down.
I don't know. That's
because I know Myanmar actually was part of. part of technically that whole governmental organization, but they kind of got their independence from it in like the 1930s or something.
mean, a lot of places were like so-called like princely states, like they weren't directly governed, but they had rulers that were answerable to the British. Balochistan wasn't really part of India either.
It's not entirely accurate to say that like England literally directly, I think, ruled all of Britain. It was kind of more like an empire thing where, some parts of like India I know were directly ruled, but like a lot of it was like independent, like princedoms and kingdoms and stuff like that paid homage to British, right?
It was actually weird how Britain ended up with India, because Britain itself didn't conquer India. The British East India Company did. Yeah, and then they defaulted on their loans. So Britain ended up.
It was partly that, but also partly the big rebellion.
They were losing India, and they were making a lot of money from India.
Yeah, it was like I think like a bunch of like Indian soldiers rebelled against like East India Company rule in like the 1850s or something, and that led to like Queen Victoria officially just making it a property of the crown.
People don't mention, but even Columbus wanted to get to like Indonesia and India because like the spice trade was so big, so they wanted to get in on the spice trade. So, that was like.
Well, like Europe basically had nothing in the early modern.
I mean, West Europe had nothing basically.
Yeah, like or the early modern Europe had basically nothing, and all the world trade and world economy was essentially focused on like India and Indonesia and that whole area.
So it was like for most of history, the stuff around the Mediterranean, and then China, India, Egypt, like all of these other places were far more relevant than West, because it was just cold and there wasn't a lot to go on.
So here I have an interesting take for history for you. The British Empire would never have became as big if America had stayed in the empire.
Maybe.
Because they probably would have focused more of their efforts onto the American colonies, and not, like a big part of the reason I know what you mean. Like a big part of the reason that the British started focusing on the rest of the world is because they lost their American colonies.
Basically, so Britain for a start didn't actually really care about America once it had it. Like it didn't want to expand the same way as America wanted to expand. But
they didn't want to go as hard on the genocide as the Americans did.
But it got hurt by losing its colonies.
Yeah,
and I think an American historian said it best when they basically said Britain, if it really wanted, could have taken back the American colonies.
I mean, like, well, the reason that they stopped fighting the Revolutionary War is it just became too costly for them at some point.
So, like, France, India was their
France was there, and they want to fight with France.
Yeah,
and India was their cash cow as well. Like, they made a lot of, like, got a lot of resources and a lot of money from India. Unlike the US, where at that point they hadn't gotten much from the US.
Well, the US didn't really start making money until the what do you call it was created.
Yeah.
I mean, like once the cotton gin was invented, it made plantations much more profitable, because people don't realize this, but the plantation economic system was actually on like the downslope during the time of the American Revolution. And it was really the cotton gin that essentially gave it the boost it needed to keep on going.
Well, the founding fathers themselves thought slavery would just die out.
Because it wasn't all that profitable at that point in history. Really, it just wasn't. Because not only did the Americas were not in a warm enough climate to produce like sugar and everything, and even at that point, sugar plantations were already on the decline. So it's like, because that was the main cash cow early on for plantations, was sugar. And then once the cotton gin was invented and you could actually produce cotton at industrial scales, then it became much, much more profitable.
In India, they used to like pit different places against each other to win. Like, oh, there's a war going on between two, because now the Mughals aren't in power anymore. So there's a huge power vacuum. And these two neighbors are fighting for power and territory. We're going to side with one of them and then slowly just get power over them. Like, first we'll be partners and then we'll be like masters. That's sort of how they got all
in essence, what Britain did was what tankies accuse America of doing with Ukraine right now. They made the two sides fight till exhaustion.
Well, yeah, no, I know indigo was a big export, but like indigo and rice and tobacco alone, Andrea, would not have been enough to sustain the slave plantation system. The cotton gin was legitimately what made it profitable. Otherwise, like slavery probably would have just eventually died out, like the founding fathers expected in America.
So, Crash, is there anything inappropriate you want to say? Because
no, the Crash no.
No.
So in during independence, Gandhi was like, "We'll make you the first prime minister. Just don't make Pakistan." But Nehru was adamantly against that. He was like, "I'm going to be the first prime minister." And then I think Pakistan being made was the right call. It's just sad how it turned out. But like looking at India now, it's kind of, okay, I'm glad we're not there. But Balochistan wasn't part of India anyways. We just got stuck with Pakistan.
Well, Balochistan is like, I know, more culturally connected to like Persia and everything, right? So
yeah, and Balochistan is like this big region that's divided between three countries now. So
isn't there like
yeah,
I guess, I mean, technically Iran is kind of culturally connected to South Asia because it's like the same broader language group.
I mean, of course, it's gonna be like a gradient slowly going from there. Okay, what were you saying, Gabby?
Isn't there like some weird border fuckery going on where like a part of one country is like isolated from the rest? It's like an enclave, and then in
that's
the
Bangladesh
other
and
country.
India. That's Bangladesh and India. That's kind of weird, but they're working it out or something.
For a while they had no way to like reach the to go anywhere. Like they didn't have resources. They didn't have like a way to get a passport. They didn't have like an airstrip.
I don't even know how that happened. That's kind of weird.
I guess it's like he's an oversight. Like
I guess it was after like 1971. Somehow India got part of some of the territories. I don't know, because in East Pakistan, I don't think that was the case. And also Pakistan was supposed to be bigger, but the guy who drew the map didn't know anything about India, and there was like, of course, the British just wanted to get out, and there were some connections between the viceroy there and the Nehru, and it made Pakistan shorter. That's why like India has such a large Muslim population now, even.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of crazy that like Afghanistan was ever really made into a state, because there's no real like, I guess, uniting national identity in Afghanistan.
Centralized. It's really hard to even centralize. It's a very weird country. It's kind of forced to be a country because everyone around them was like, just countries were being made. What could you do?
It was basically,
wasn't it kind of a product of the British?
That it's old fashioned. Okay, here's some lines. Here's a map. Let's just make big lines on a map and call it a country.
Yeah, it was the British, but it was more like, okay, the British are making like Palestine and Jordan and Iraq and everything. And then Iran itself is like, of course, historically, like Persia is a big thing. So Iran sort of got made by like de facto in a way. And then Pakistan was made.
The thing is that, like, Obviously, I know a lot of Afghanistan are Persian-speaking ethnic groups, right? But like the Pashtuns and the
there's a lot
Tajiks
of
and everything.
minorities. There's a Baloch minority, an Uzbek minority, a Hazara minority, some Persian-speaking minorities, and then of course there's the Afghans, like the Pashtun,
The
which are the
Pashtun
majority.
and the Tajiks and everybody.
The Pashtun are the majority then.
Yeah, well, they're not the majority; they're the plurality. There's no majority ethnic group in Afghanistan.
Plurality.
I actually had one of my Uber drivers was from Afghanistan. He was Tajik, and he was basically saying that almost all the ethnic groups in Afghanistan pretty much hate the Pashtuns because they're like the Taliban is majority Pashtun.
I mean, the Taliban is the majority Pashtun, and it's also like you can't centralize the way the mountains and everything work out. You can't centralize power in Afghanistan, so there's not really a powerful central government. Even Mexico has this problem, but they weren't like they weren't major superpowers fighting over it a lot. So Mexico's better in that sense.
There was a slight major powers that fought over it in the 19th century.
Well, I mean, even in Mexico, though, the central government is like still pretty weak, considering like how all the cartels have like regional power and everything.
Yeah, and
that's basically like what Afghanistan is.
Mm-hmm. And then you've got the anarchists as well.
Yeah, there's just breakaway regions, autonomous regions, and like they can't really do anything about it.
It's
like
just,
they.
Some places aren't like you can't make a nation out of them when the geography is so weird. And Gandhi actually fought to get Pakistan their resources. And they were like not like India wasn't giving Pakistan the share of the money and everything that Pakistan was supposed to get, and Gandhi went on a hunger strike to get it. And I think
what a crybaby! Am I right?
Who?
Gandhi.
India? No, why Gandhi? And I think an extremist, like one of these same extremists that rule India now, killed Gandhi. I think, like RSS. If I remember correctly.
Was it the Hindu nationalists that killed Gandhi, or
I don't remember. It was the Sikh, some extremist, or like a Hindu. I think it was the Hindu supremacist. Like RSS.
But did you
oh yeah, no, he was a Hindu nationalist. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Did you
the same
consider the
RSS.
fact that Gandhi was weird with his cousins? That really makes you think.
I don't know much about his personal interactions, but what do you mean weird?
Oh, well,
this is where we get cancelled. This is the thing that does it.
So essentially, the people
cousin marriages.
Essentially, the people that killed the people that killed Gandhi are the same people that are in power in India today.
Yep.
Okay, so you want to know that story? Well,
yeah.
Like he slept naked with his cousins to like as a test for like his fortitude or something like that. Like he wouldn't have sex with them, and it was like I don't know, some sort of test.
When the Bullen ran away.
So apparently there has actually been an attempt to rehabilitate his image as well. The guy who killed Gandhi in India today.
Oh, really?
That's
I mean,
because he was like a lot of Hindu nationalists are trying to do it basically.
Yeah, imagine trying to rehabilitate the guy who killed the literal father of your nation.
Yeah,
like
they don't consider that. I think they consider Gandhi to be like sacrilegious.
A traitor. Yeah,
they're like they're as crazy as white supremacists. So
they're that bad. I honestly didn't know quite how bad they were. Like,
so the
I knew
history
they
of
have
Nazis,
issues.
yeah.
Don't they
So-
don't they commit hate crimes against Muslims in India like all the time?
Yes.
Yeah, like
So,
they drag
so there's
Muslims
like
out
a
and
big
beat them.
connection between the RSS, the Nazis, the SS, and like the Japanese fascists. Like they're all connected, like from way back even.
Yeah.
The RSS, I think, published a translation of Hitler's Mein Kampf in Hindi and spread it around as well.
Oh yeah, well that's where the Aryan thing came from. Maybe.
Are they also highly
No,
anti-Semitic?
that was just them being stupid. Like they took stuff from everywhere because
So
Aryans
wait,
are like
but
Iranians.
are they highly anti-Semitic as well? Eagle.
I don't know about the past, but now they've shifted gears. Now they're like they want to emulate what Israel did to the Palestinians. So I think their anti-Muslim hate supersedes whatever they feel for the Jews.
Oh, that makes sense actually if you think about it, because like they're both united in their hatred of Muslims.
Yeah.
Also, there is like some what are they called? Like some Indian nationalists claim that there's a missing Indian group. Like it's like the Black Hebrews, if you know what I mean.
Oh, the black Israelites.
Oh, I
Well,
Yeah,
the
like
Black
the
Israelites are
Hindus.
actually directly anti-Semitic, though. Like they hate Jewish people because they think
Yeah,
Jewish
that's
people.
so weird.
Netanyahu is kind of weirdly anti-Semitic too. So
Who?
Netanyahu.
Who was
Oh,
Netanyahu?
Netanyahu.
Netanyahu's a Holocaust revisionist.
Yeah.
He intentionally plays down the role that like
Of
Hungary and
Oh yeah,
did
and
he
of
play
Hitler.
down the role of Hitler?
Yeah, he said.
Oh yeah, no. He said that it was actually the Arabs' fault for the Holocaust. Like he literally said that.
He said that some Palestinian leader gave Hitler the idea or something weird like that.
The Al-Aqsa Imam, he said like the Al-Aqsa Imam said to Hitler like, don't send the Jews here, like burn them there, like burn them in Germany, which is completely bullshit. It's really made up.
That legitimately sounds like something Israel would make up to justify what they're doing to Palestinians, the same way as they talk about I can't remember what the riot was, but the riots in 1920 that they always bring up.
No, I mean, like, it's unironically, like, the fucking rhetoric you hear from a lot of Israeli politicians is eerily similar to rhetoric that you heard from, like, like Southern Democrats in, like, the 1950s and 60s, or, like, apartheid-era politicians.
Jamie, I'd go further than that. Me and Fundabulum were actually talking about this, and see the seething hatred that some Israelis have. It actually genuinely feels like, see if you just changed the JQ to the AQ. That is the way they do it. They basically the Arab question instead of Jewish questioning.
They like if you listen to what they say in Hebrew instead of English, then a lot of crazy, like the translation, a lot of crazy stuff comes out. Because they're like they call it something like when they do the bombing, they call it something like bombing in Gaza. They call it something like cropping or like something crazy like that. Like you need to keep the pests in control or something weird like that. That's how they talk about them, about killing.
It's just it's so scary to think that like the thing that scares me about this in comparison with Israel doing it compared to like other countries doing it. Israel is the only country that does it while also claiming to be a Western country.
Yep.
Like
I mean, I don't think
Hungary does this sort of way, but
like I don't think you can really like Israel is called like a flawed democracy on the report, but given it's an apartheid state, I don't know if you can really call it a legitimate democracy since like a significant portion of its population is not granted the same rights.
The thing I would say about even calling it a democracy at the minute is they literally killed their own democracy like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Did he pass that?
They've passed the law with the Supreme Court, yeah.
So another thing is, they literally wanna like, I don't whatever you call it, cultural genocide or whatever. I just call it genocide. They don't acknowledge
Yeah.
Palestinians. They just call them Arabs every time you talk to them.
I can't remember who it was that said it, but it was one of the big advocates for Palestinian rights said, "What this is it's a creeping genocide."
Yeah,
They're
no, and
getting
it's really fucked
they're
up
getting
that America continues to support them. You know,
they're getting all
And
of the apparatus in place to do what they want to do.
Like people say cultural genocide when they like, because like when the word genocide has been like distorted, like it's it's like not really about the killing, it's about the erasure of an identity. It's it's also about the process.
The reason that I'm not calling it a genocide yet is because I want to have that word
to
use. I will use words
in
like
the
pogroms.
stages of. Yeah, and they're doing like a slow thing where it's like slow. Like you look at what they did in the West Bank. They're creating like slowly. That I think they'll create like small islands of like just like Gaza, I think, and that's what they're essentially doing. And like all these, where all the Palestinians are concentrated, they're doing it very slowly so that the world doesn't go too hard on them. Like no one really notices.
Like in an ideal world, it would be a good thing if America could, like, you know, basically coup almost every Middle Eastern country and actually make them like democratic, but obviously we know how that usually turns out. That's why I specify in like an ideal world.
I don't know if that's true, but
don't agree with that one.
I don't know if that's true.
I think like these changes need to come from within.
Yeah.
Like
I think that's the consciousness.
We can put pressure on with boycotts and, you know, like government sanctions and stuff. We can do that to Israel.
No. But I mean, like, literally, in an ideal world, if it could work, it would not be a bad thing for America to pretty much replace almost all the governments of the Middle East. But obviously, we don't live in that world where that stuff actually usually works.
I feel like a government unilaterally doing it isn't good in general. Like ideally, the UN would have something that could do it and keep like enforce like a process of democratization.
It's genuinely insane. Like the fact that there are just like a UN actual modern the fact that there are like literal modern theocratic monarchies, you know, in the year 2023 is pretty insane to think about. And I mean, or like genocidal states like Israel or whatever.
But
it's not really insane as long as there's states. I like this will keep happening over and over. Like,
unfortunately, the thing is, this will probably keep happening after the states as well. Like after there isn't states, because the cultural identity will still exist.
Yeah, but like, there's not really any way to enforce it without a state. Like,
okay, here's an example I will use. What do you call it? The recent stuff that happened in Palestine. That wasn't the IDF that did that. That was settlers.
Mm-hmm.
So civilians are going in there, and like this is religious settlers. They're
no, I mean, if you think about it, like what
the
Jews,
narrative of
what Israeli Jews are doing. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Eagle.
I was just saying that the narrative of us versus them is what creates this. So like, unless like humans everywhere start looking at all other humans as one group, and like there's like no, like not that a meaningful distinction other than like I guess semantics and categorization of like they live in this place type of thing, then this will happen, like as if there's an us and there's a them.
Another good description I had for why this is happening is for the last 100 years, Jews have lived in this constant. Well, Israeli Jews have lived in this constant thought of, what if we get wiped out again? When are they coming next?
Do you guys want to actually hear a hot take though? It's about the French stuff. Now, obviously, I think Macron doing it undemocratically is problematic. However, I do think that it's actually kind of reasonable to raise the age of retirement in France, because currently, like 18% of their economy is just spent on like pension plans and stuff like that. It's fucking insane. If this shit continues,
62 to 64 isn't that bad. Like, let's be real. None of us are retiring at 64. The French need to get a bit of a backbone with that one.
Yeah, no. It's like if they don't raise their age, that could legitimately create a crisis where you have like poor young people essentially like, funding all their taxes to rich old people. It is a legitimate problem in the UK and France and all these different countries.
I feel like
the difference is the UK is 68.
But beyond that, like France is very weird and troubling in a way. Like Macron is supposed to be the moderate, but the way he talks about Muslims is very insane. And then if Le Pen wins because of Macron's antics and being very stupid politically, then that's like another level of. And the way Macron is working with Rishi Sunak about the immigrants, all of it's like very crazy.
Yep. The thing that scared me with the immigrants stuff is if you look at the exact wording of the speech that he said, they are removing British modern anti-slavery laws from people who come in illegally, which means people who could get trafficked to the United Kingdom, like without even wanting to go there, literally kidnapped, put in the back of a boat and taken to the UK, will not have protection from modern slavery.
Yeah,
such a messed up thing. And the other one where, we'll just send you to Rwanda.
Why would
we're just gonna send you to another part of like some random country in another continent.
Not just a random country in another continent, a country that is literally known for genocides. Like, what is the first word that comes to mind when you think of Rwanda?
Yeah, it is the Rwandan genocide.
Yeah, and they're still not like a completely at peace society. Like Rwanda
and
isn't.
That create tensions. Like
Rwanda is not safe.
I don't like the Tories. I don't know like what their political future is, and what like whether they'll go in more in I don't know, more deep into the fascist thing, and will they win because of it? But France, I'm not sure what happens.
I think they're fascist, but again, I don't think they have any aims to destroy democracy. The way that
But with France, I'm not sure.
Have you seen the prediction for the next election?
I don't think democracy is in trouble in France, but like how they treat like minorities is insane.
Yeah, like I always used to think of France as like this beacon of like you know how you're raised to think of France like the beacon of culture. It's all of this and all of that. But anytime these riots start, there's always a racial component to them.
Oh yeah, they were like they burn everything and like it's fine, they're protesting, whatever, it's not that bad. But when the courts were doing it, they made such a huge fuss about it, like when they were protesting.
Yeah, when the actual socialists were doing it.
Yeah. And laïcité looks like a very liberal thing, but it's kind of a weird reactionary thing if you look in deep into it. The ideas of laïcité. Which is like France's principles. Laïcité. That's the principle of like French's liberalism, where it's like it's secularism more like.
Yeah, laicity. I think that's an English word too.
But the thing I would say about it though is like the thing that could tell you that this was immediately a racist law when they brought in the banning of the burqa? Did they do the same for nuns?
And in Quebec as well, they were like no religious symbology.
We had the aftershocks of that whole thing. Like it was such a big debate. Like you had no religious signs if you're in public positions, and I guess like I think about it, it kind of is fucked up. Not gonna lie.
Gabby, I have a question for you. What is your opinion on like the Canadian government requiring you to know both like French and English to like be in government?
Be in government, hold high office.
If it means we can torture politicians with French lessons, I think it's based.
But it's kind of
no. But I mean, like, really, like, what?
Okay. Well, I don't know. We like. Okay, I could go with the historical perspective because I don't really have I haven't formed an opinion yet. Like there was a lot of anxiety about us losing our language here in Quebec, and so like it started like in the separation of Canada into the upper and lower Canada. Like upper was the English, and lower was the French, and we like for a long while the French speaking people were a majority. They were the lower Canada was
do you know what was the big actually thing that really, I guess, boosted English Canada's population? It was the American Revolution, because like a lot of loyalist colonists went to Canada, and that was kind of the kickstart of like Canada starting to have a much larger population.
Like it's language anxieties. It is now like Quebec is now endangering native languages and making lives worse for immigrants, which I don't think they care about that much.
Yeah, it's like it's past time of like French and English countries to make lives worse for immigrants.
I'm gonna be honest.
Now.
Like most of my perspective on like a lot of, I guess, specifically French Canadian politics. I mean, not like literally politics within like Quebec, but just talking about like, I guess, opinions on French Canada or whatever comes from JJ, and I know that's like JJ McCall. You know who that is, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I know he has a hate boner for Quebec. That's why I was just curious.
Living in Quebec, it is a bit annoying. But also it's not just annoying; it's a bit discriminatory, because like teachers had to quit jobs. Like Sikh men and Muslim women visibly wear hijab and like the turban, so they had to like. A lot of them were like, schools were like, we don't want the teacher to leave. The kids love them, but either they don't wear it or they're fired.
Like it's so fucked up. Like you could apply like, okay, we want to promote the we as a state want to promote not having a religion. That's the thing that was implying. And I guess I don't like religions, but like the state trying to promote their own values in that way, it makes me queasy now that I think about it.
I mean, it is kind of fucked up.
It's messed up as well, because like
care more about the French Canadian minorities than they ever did about I guess the native people. But
like I didn't read anyone, like any story of like Christians who wear crosses having any problems or whatever. Like I'm sure they can just do whatever anyways. So,
my thing that annoys me, and this is when it comes to religion in schools in Canada, right? So this is my perspective. I think religion, you should be allowed to wear a hijab, a cross, or whatever you want, right? Like, you're allowed self-identification. That's part of your identity. As long as that person chooses to wear that thing, let them wear it. It's not actually hurting anyone else. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, and the oppression or whatever they talk about, like when society is stabilized, that like it and like there's stable economically and everything, all that stuff.
So like a lot of people will say that, oh, the hijab is, I guess, sexist and whatever, and like, it can, and it does come from a sexist tradition ultimately, but like that still doesn't mean we should prevent people from like doing something just because it comes from a potentially problematic, I guess, origin, as long as it's not hurting anyone else. I don't know.
It's conservative, it's conservatism, and like forcing people to bend to your will on the other side as well. Like forcing people to wear clothes and forcing people to not wear clothes is the same thing ultimately.
Yeah, you could apply that to things like like to gendered clothes in general. Like a skirt or something was really made to like
what
separate.
About if a woman, like a Christian woman, wears a scarf, what's essentially the difference between that and then like a headscarf?
In like Greece. In Greece, for example, a lot of like Greek Orthodox churches require women to like cover their hair when they go to churches and everything.
Oh, like in Asian culture in general, like there's a lot of headscarves. Like Hindus wear headscarves, Christians wear headscarves.
Well, it was partly a practical thing. It was partly a practical thing, I have to imagine, because of like the heat and the sun and everything.
Like Arab men literally wear like a headscarf too. So, but I know it's not a religious thing, but like practically, what's the difference if you're choosing to do it?
Yeah.
However, the thing that I would say is there's a difference between that and then Afghanistan.
Oh yeah, I'm not talking about the Taliban, like the forcing
self-identification. I'm 100% pro. Like, anyone wants to wear a hijab, let them wear it. What? How is some woman wearing a hijab hurting anyone else? Do you know what I mean?
Like there was the argument, like, think of the children. If they see a woman wearing a hijab, they will think it's okay somehow.
The question for that one then would be is, okay, they see a woman wearing a headscarf and they want to wear the headscarf.
No, and it's like the same argument from the other side. It's like what if children see like in the US, they're like, what if children see drag performers? What if children see you can say the same thing, like what if children see a teacher wearing a skirt or whatever? Like there's a lot of stuff.
There's nothing wrong with wearing a hijab or a headscarf. The problem wasn't that they wore a piece of clothing. It was that they were forced to wear a piece of clothing.
Yeah, exactly.
But modern Muslim women in states like Canada, not all of them are forced to wear it. It's sometimes
I don't think any
actually, interestingly, like the Canadian Muslims and American Muslims tend to be a quite liberal bunch on average.
Yeah, liberal. And it's like, of course, there's gonna be cases, but most of the time in Canada and the US, it's all a choice. Like no fathers are forcing their daughters, and no husband is forced. Like some people might be, but you can go to them on a case by case basis if there's being force applied or something.
No, I mean, like it actually is something interesting to think about, because it's like European Muslim communities on average tend to be a lot more socially conservative, but American and Canadian Muslim communities tend to be a lot more socially liberal. Like I'd have to wonder
Jamie,
like where that comes from.
Jamie, I can dispute that with the European, because in Britain, my example will be a poll in Britain. A poll in Britain showed on transgender issues that, on average, Muslims were more progressive and more accepting of trans people than Christians were.
I mean, no, I'm not saying I'm not saying like across the board in general, and I think it's kind of a thing in like a lot of English-speaking countries in general. And I don't know, like
you know the reason that a lot of like Muslims come to America and come to Britain, come to Europe, it's to get away from religiously constricting societies. They're not. The reason they're away from that is for freedom.
And beyond that, I think it's also because the people who come to the US and Canada are not generally refugees. Like Canada doesn't take a lot of refugees, or like poor people, and the US doesn't. So a lot of the people that come in are whatever the hell middle class means, or upper middle class, like people who are like already more progressive in their own country than because economic stability usually is the biggest deterrent to conservatism and that sort of thinking. And when they come over here, they become more so. But in Europe, a lot of poor people go to like the Arab nations and Europe and all those places. So like poverty and instability is a big factor in that sort of conservative thinking.
And I know in France, it's like Muslims are hugely like put on the social margins and everything, kind of like forced into those ghettos and everything, and they don't give them much social support either.
Yeah, it's like it's the same like perception of like how they talk about like in the US the good Asians or whatever, like they're doing better than the white people. It's because a lot of them come from wealthy families. Like this was a purposeful policy that they implemented, where they we're going to get talent from Asia.
Well, I mean, like a lot of like, for example, South Asians or like Nigerians or Chinese people that immigrate to the US are generally people that like are of means, because it's much harder to immigrate if you're poor.
And look at what Britain brings in from Asia. Britain brings in doctors. It brings in like basically key staff positions. It doesn't. Britain, when it sees a refugee or that, just leaves them in France, or worse, lets them die on the channel.
And Germany took in the most like refugees, I think, in Europe. So it reflects
Didn't their
like
crime rate go down after they took in more refugees?
Immigrants always do less crime. That was like a full-on lie. But like I'm talking about like conservative values.
Germany was actually unironically smart though in taking in refugees, because Germany needs immigrants. Like their labor market is fucked otherwise.
And because Germany is treating them like better, they're going to have more economic stability, and their kids are going to be more progressive, even if they aren't more progressive themselves. So that's like whereas with France or other places like Sweden or whatever, when you put them, or Greece or Hungary, if you push them to the margins, they're going to be economically unstable and going to be more conservative and like in their thinking and all of that.
Yeah, poverty breeds. I know this is going to sound like white and what do you call it? Privileged. Poverty breeds ignorance. If you don't have the means to learn more, to become more accepting, to afford the education that allows you to move on from more basic thoughts, it doesn't matter what colour you are, it doesn't matter what race you are. If you don't have the means to better yourself or to get the education that takes you out of those negative reactionary thoughts, then you are going to fall back into them. Like, think of white supremacists in the UK.
Yeah, that's the thing with like when people talk about like when they used to talk about when the like Islamophobia was really very high about the Middle East. So, like all of these countries are like the world powers are invading them. Like there's terrorists. There's like so much instability there. They either have dictators or like no real like government. Of course, it's going to be like they're going to be conservative thinking. Like that's what happens when something's economically and like politically unstable. Whereas like in the early ages, these were like Baghdad was the center of knowledge of the world. It's the same.
And then it became after Baghdad got sacked by the Mongolians, it became what do you call it? Spain.
Yeah, exactly.
Became the center.
So is your name Lavanzo, by the way?
That's my gamer tag.
Okay.
My real name's Chris.
Okay. So, do you think like there's ever been such a huge like bag fumble by any other political party, like other than the UK Tories in history? Because it's honestly insane, like how fast they're managing to like crash the British economy and like turn it into like a minor power.
There was a man, a leftist, put in charge of a party that could have won the election easily. Instead of the parties working together, instead of the party working together, we ended up with this. There was also another third party who were centre left, who decided instead of going with the party that shared every single one of their beliefs, they decided to get in bed with the Tories.
No, but it is honestly insane to me how hard the Tories have fumbled the bag in Britain.
Like Corbyn was like Brexit, misjudged Brexit so much.
But it's not just Brexit. It's like it's a whole like flurry of issues. Brexit is obviously more bad, but it's like
what took Corbyn down in the elections was Brexit, sadly.
No, it was worse than Brexit. It was the anti-Semitism. It was
That's true.
It was the party fighting amongst itself.
I will say, to be fair, Corbyn has turned out to be somewhat cringe on like a lot of foreign policy stuff, especially with his Ukraine and everything.
He's turned out to be like an average lefty with like Russia simping.
Like, he is Hassan. But the anti-Semitism one was like a bit overblown and also mischaracterized. Like there's documentaries about it.
It was an op from within the party.
It was overblown, but it does seem like there are some legitimate issues there.
But the thing is, Corbyn was trying to address the legitimate issues, and now they've swept it under the rug. Like those issues haven't been solved in the Labour Party; they still exist. But now, like the media isn't reporting on it anymore. It's like just covered up with a carpet or something.
And the thing is, more than what Keir Starmer did, he actually addressed the anti-Semitism. Corbyn went out there, looked for the anti-Semites, and took the whip from them, which is the most sitting MP, like the leader of the party, can actually do, is take the whip.
Yeah, that's what like. I think it was.
He could.
Yeah, the media was like not letting up, but as soon as Keir Starmer came in power, the media just shut up. Like, oh, there's nothing. Like
because Keir Starmer is a return to the normal.
Yeah, and what was funny was what was that woman's name? The third one. What was her name before Rishi Sunak?
I know you're talking.
Liz Truss.
Liz Truss.
Yeah.
Like it was funny how the cabbage actually won against Liz Truss.
I'm just shocked that the government didn't collapse.
I mean, it seems like as of now, Labour is on track to probably win in the next election.
The current polling would state that the Conservatives won't be the second party in Britain.
Hopefully.
After the next election.
I hope the Tories get destroyed. Hopefully with Hamza.
But could you? No, Hamza wouldn't be there because it'd be Westminster. Hamza's going for Holyrood. But yeah, could you imagine? Could you imagine that though? Like you're sitting there across from them. This party that can only run in 60 seats are like, yes, we are the official opposition now.
Yeah. I do have to wonder, like, I think about America, you don't really get landslide elections in America, and you don't get, like, wild shifts, usually. It's like, most elections
but that's
for the
the other
past,
thing, like, if Democrats were remotely competent...
for the past 30 to 40 years in America have been close elections, but in Britain, it seems like y'all still have, like, actual, like, landslides and shifting stuff, too.
You wanna know the secret to that, Jamie?
What is it?
The reason that the parties shifted is because we came from a thing called, before Margaret Thatcher, we had a mixed economy. What that in essence meant was every party was socialist.
Mm-hmm.
Even the Tories, they just kept doing the same stuff Labour did. And then after Margaret Thatcher, what happened was New Labour was created. So Labour stopped being socialist and started being neoliberal. So therefore what we had was a neoliberal and a neoconservative party. And what do we know about neoliberalism and neoconservatism? They are the same thing.
Yep.
But to the point in the UK, we refer to New Labour as Thatcher's lost children.
I mean, but it is honestly insane. Like America has not really had a landslide election in like a long ass time.
No, but the Democrats are like
Reagan would have been the last landslide.
I mean, I guess technically, like you could say, like Obama in 2008 was a landslide, but it's not a landslide in the way that like past landslides were.
No, Democrats
it wasn't a
like
Reagan landslide.
Yeah,
very incompetent as well. Like if they really just did some of the policies they talked about and weren't so bad at campaigning, then maybe they would have landslide. Like Republicans are such a minoritarian party.
My hot take is that if the Republican Party were just like a regular like center right party that, you know, was broadly kind of socially liberal, maybe had some social conservatism here and there, and like just wanted things like lower taxes, they would dominate American politics, like legitimately. If Republicans were just a center right party, they would easily dominate.
Hate power.
Yeah,
Jamie, you literally just described the Democrat Party. Like a centre-right, relatively social.
No, I don't necessarily agree with that. I feel the Democrats are a pretty solidly center-left party, even on the world stage.
No.
No.
They are centre-right on the world stage.
I know the difference between that and the Republicans is that the Republicans actually are listen to the people, even if like listening to the people might sometimes be bad, and not do that. Like they listen to the Nazis and they listen to the
but a lot of the reason that Republicans lose elections all the like is because they just run loony.
Yeah, that's Republicans, but Democrats, like if someone like AOC or whatever comes, they stifle the excitement and everything. Whereas like with the Republicans, if Matt Gaetz or some idiot crazy comes, even if they're crazy, they prop them up, which is like of course the winning strategy. Without that,
it's not a winning strategy. Like 2022 legitimately proved that. The farthest right candidates consistently lost.
No, I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about like. I'm not talking about like in terms of like their actual policies. I'm talking about in terms of like, of course, most Americans agree with democratic policies, but the way to prop up your own party isn't to like snuff out all the new blood.
I heard a good description of the difference between the Democrats and the Republicans. The Democrats play politics like it's the West Wing. The Republicans play politics like it's House of Cards. And that's why even when they have less people voting for them, the Republicans win. Because the Republicans cheat. The Republicans aren't playing the system. The Republicans are making their own system to play in. Whereas the Democrats
it's a combination of things.
See, I think I still disagree with your take that Democrats are center right. Like I think they are a centrist party, but solidly center left in their policies. Like the legitimate platform is pretty much similar to what like a lot of economic center left parties advocate for even in Europe. Like,
Jamie, do you want to know what a centre-left party in Britain is? The centre-left party in Britain is the SNP. Look at their manifesto. Look at everything they fight for and compare it to what the Democrats fight for. They're still only centre-left. They are still a liberal party. But if you look at everything that the SNP fight for, they fight for protecting the NHS. They fight for free prescriptions. They fight for, what was the other one they were adding? Bus passes for anyone up to the age of 21. Like, if you look at all of the social programs that the SNP bring in, that is centre left.
So I'd say economically the Democrats are center right, and socially they're I guess center left, because like economically most of the Democrats suck.
Socially, I will definitely defend the Democrats on a social angle, like in terms of their acceptance of immigrants versus like a lot of even like European, left parties. The Democrats are legitimately much now. Actually, though, recently Biden has kind of been backtracking on that, so I don't even know if that's true anymore.
No, they do a lot. No, also, they talk a big game. But
what was the first speech that Kamala Harris said?
Oh yeah, I know. He did say, "Don't come here," basically.
Don't come here. Do not come here.
Yeah, like the Democrats in terms of immigrants are really bad. They just couch it in like flowery language. I mean, but economically they're center right for sure. Like except a few people.
Here's the one thing I'll say, and I will settle on this: they're centrist. They're wishy-washy liberals.
And the thing with them is, they are like the biggest tent party. Like they can have everyone from like right, like Joe mentioned, to left, like Bernie Sanders and Ilhan Omar.
Bernie's technically an independent.
Yeah, I know, but he caucuses with the Democrats,
and he gives them a majority. So
the
in all and everything but name only, Bernie is essentially a Democrat.
But
what I see happening is, sorry.
What happened?
No, you were going to speak. I was going quiet so that you could speak.
Okay. I feel like the Republicans are more focused and more motivated, even if they're crazy. Whereas the Democrats operate like everything will work out in the end, like dust in the system, and just keep going and don't do anything radical, and keep to the formula, and all like and it's too big a party in terms of like the ideologies it tries to like.
Here is a good description of them, though. Ironically, the word that you could perfectly use to describe the Democrats is conservative. Not the mutated term conservative, like that we use in America, but the term conservative. They keep everything the same. They don't want anything to move too quickly. And it's business as usual. That was Joe Biden's entire platform running for president. His platform was return to normal. It wasn't make the country better. It wasn't bring it forward. It was let's go back to what we were 4 years ago.
Yeah, but I think I don't know. I guess like I think a lot of leftists though have kind of a warped perspective on what like the broader political spectrum is worldwide. That's why I hesitate, like, even as much as like I'm not saying I'm a fan of the Democrats, but I still hesitate to just call them like center right.
Here's the thing I would say, Jamie. Put in the comparison of what the party that's in charge of my country has done. The SNP.
Well, I would say Macron's party is solidly center right. Like, actually.
What? Why would I said my country? I'm Scottish.
Oh, I thought you said something about Macron. That's all.
No, I said think of the changes that have been brought in my country. The idea of free prescriptions, free health.
But I would call those solidly left positions. I mean, like not even like center left. I would
no. So I think that's the problem I talked about. Like they include everyone from like Joe mentioned to who I think like I generally believe like Bernie would be more radical if he wasn't American, like depending on the country he was in.
Bernie, I would say, is solidly a sock dem. Like he's a European politician. See if he'd won, then I would have absolutely no qualms calling the Democrats a left party. Like absolutely none.
Yeah, but that's what that's the problem. Like Republicans are too far right, like they're literally regressive and they want to go back to like I don't know what the hell. But the Republicans need to essentially die as a party, and the Democrats need to split up because they're accommodating too many people, and right now like their inner squabbles determine like where the hell they are, and most of the time the conservative Democrats win.
Well, we kind of need a big tent party, though, right now, considering the Republicans are fascist.
That's what I'm saying. The Republican Party needs to die.
Yeah.
Jamie, what I would also say, though, is, every single major party in Britain would fit into one party in America. Even the Tories in the rhetoric now, they would still be Democrats.
I mean, but the Tories are like solidly transphobic and socially conservative in that way, and Democrats definitely do not follow.
Joe Manchin.
Yeah, but Joe Manchin is not in any way the average Democrat.
Yeah, but the point is, they're also not fascistic enough to fall in with the Republican Party. They would still fall into that Democrat because of the financial stuff as well.
There would be like, I guess there would be like Joe Manchin and Mitt Romney or something like either or.
Yeah.
Like, but
they wouldn't quite go as far as some of them might go into Republican. The likes of Suella Braverman would be a Republican. The likes of Priti Patel would be a Republican. But the likes of Boris Johnson would be a Democrat. He'd just be a right-wing Democrat. Rishi Sunak would be a Democrat, wouldn't he?
The Democratic Party is like a monster amalgamation of like.
Well, I guess I guess that's kind of the issue with trying to categorize the Democratic Party with like any singular ideology. As Eagle said, it's a very big tent party. The Democratic Party isn't really even one political party. It's kind of just a bunch of political parties that are sort of forced to be together due to political situations in America.
I'm kind of tapped out from this conversation. I think I'll be going.
Goodbye.
See you later, Gabriel.
But I mean, I can definitely, I would say the average Democrat within the party, just like probably even like your Chuck Schumer types and everything, is solidly center left. Now, pretty center left, but center left. But the problem is that you do have
Schumer's American center left, he isn't world center left.
I think Schumer would be
still kind of disagree. I don't know.
Like, just center. I think Schumer is just center. Like,
Schumer's a corporatist more than anything else. Like,
yeah,
he only cares about business.
The middle of the road, as you can get, like milk toast, middle of the road. Like
Schumer will say what gets him the vote that day.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, I will say, I think there certainly is an argument that because I think it's hard to categorize the Democrats as any like just individual, any like whether they're center left or center right, just because there's so much variety within the party itself.
What I will say, the people in control of the Democrat, and in the end, that's all that matters. It only matters who controls it. They are pure centrists and they're conservative. The people who control.
Yeah. The people with the power.
And I don't mean conservative like American conservative. I mean conservative as in don't change anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
That's I think I don't like presidential systems because of that. But even like in a first past the post system, like in Canada or the UK, there are
The
other
UK.
parties. Yeah, like parliamentary systems in general work better. I think ranked choice voting plus parliamentary systems.
Oh, well, actually,
even better.
You want to hear a really hot take about this? So obviously, I don't think first past the post is good in any system. But if you're gonna have a first past the post system, I actually think it works best in a presidential system like the U.S. has. Because like, no. So hear me out. So the problem with like first past the post systems and parliamentary systems like in the UK or Canada or anything is that you actually have even arguably more unrepresentative government and everything than even America does, because at least
but that's the thing though, you still have the same like sort of unrepresented thing, but it's just amalgamated into two parties because more than two parties are very hard to function.
Oh yeah, I don't know, sure, but I think like having actually more a parliamentary system with first past the post is arguably worse than what we have.
Here's the counter to that. I will use Britain's example, okay? Britain's example is we have a Prime Minister, we have a first past the post in Britain. Scotland's got single transferable vote. In first past the post in Britain, our political leader doesn't have as much power as the president. Therefore, they're answerable to their own backbenches. Thus, if they're the leading party, then there's more representation because they're answerable to their own party, whereas the president isn't.
Oh, and like look at like what's happening in the like real world. Like look at what like Macron did with France, for example. Like parliamentary systems, you can do stuff like that.
Well, France is weird because they're sort of like a mixed parliamentary presidential system.
I'd say they're much closer to presidential than parliamentary.
Yeah. Like I feel like you don't really get any representation. Like the Democrats are like this big monster, but if it was like a parliamentary system, there would be multiple smaller parties instead of like this one big monster, and you could make coalitions and stuff in that way.
Well, I mean, essentially, the Democratic Party does have multiple parties, right? Like, I mean, we have different caucuses within the Democrats that represent different interests.
Yeah, but it ends up being like whoever can bully their way.
But I mean, like the same thing could happen in a parliamentary system, right? Like, you have smaller third parties that end up forming a coalition with like a larger party.
Yeah, but the coalition itself gives you concessions, whereas in the Democratic Party, you're just in the party itself. What concessions can you get?
Well, you can still, I mean, hold your vote on certain things, which does happen. Like, my point is, like, I don't know. I don't think America has, like, obviously the best democratic system, not by a long shot at all. But yeah, I don't know.
Like, compare it to like Canada, which is the closest I think you can. You think the US as a system is doing better than Canada?
As a system, I mean, Canada's obviously a better off country right now, so no.
But of course, you would have to historically look at everything, which is hard to do.
I mean, not that Canada's some amazing country either, but it's definitely better off than the US.
Yeah, Canada is a weird country. I don't know what's happening in Canada.
I think I'm gonna go because I want to go take a shower and stuff. I still haven't done that today, so.
Okay.
I will see you guys later.
Bye. What's the time? How long has this been?
It is 8 o'clock in the UK.
And it's
We've been talking for about 12 hours.
Oh, no, not really. It can be that long.
I'm about to join a raid in one of my games, so I have to head now.
Yeah, I think I need to stop streaming.
I'll see you later.
Okay,
it was good to talk to you. Bye.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a fun stream.
Bye.
Oh, Jocelyn joined. Sorry, Jocelyn. Bye. I mean, it's been hours upon hours. What do you expect? It's been so long. My back is starting to hurt because I've been on the floor. Damn. Who's still here, by the way? I know it's Jocelyn's here, but other than that. Yeah. It's been a weird, long stream. I guess everyone left. Oh. Okay then. Goodbye. And good night. What was that? Whatever.